ground zero with you. But I want a better product, what are my options? Honest, I won't move. But enough ain't enough when you want a way to live without wanting to give that 100% back. Cause that could be the death of another hero. What about it?
Alright, let's bring you something a little different than my normal short clips. So in this one here, I made it down to Crown King, got invited out by the gentleman that goes by Owlclaw on Instagram. He's driving the Ford Excursion, when you see the Ford Excursion. So we did a meetup. He met some guys down here when he was running Crown King. And they he pulled I think one of the Forerunners out. And so they're coming out as a group, and he got invited, so he invited me out. So I decided to come join them. This is actually the first time that I've ran Crown King in this truck. I've always, you know, even before I had the truck years ago, I heard about my cousin running Crown King Backway. So it's something that's been on my bucket list. I just never made it down. I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it solo or if I wanted another truck to go with me. I'm actually really glad that I went with another truck, because there's sections where I can definitely get into my driveline. And I actually did get into my driveline twice. I didn't know it at the time, and nobody called it out that I was outside. But when I did an inspection of the truck afterwards, there was 2 different spots where I had to have gotten into my driveline at. And that's with the 4-inch tires. So I was getting a little too crazy. Another backstory on here is the truck is a little wounded here. I have no front locker at this point in time. The front locker is acting up. I have a lot of electronic problems going on in the truck, which I'm working with the dealership to resolve. This is the last trail I do before I send it back to the dealership to figure out what's going on with the front locker, as well as the sway bar. The front sway bar is no longer reconnecting, the front disconnect. So electronic sway bar is giving me some issues. I don't run a rear sway bar, so at this point in time the truck's a big old huge boat when I'm on the highway, swaying back and forth because I don't run a rear sway bar, and the front sway bar is not working. And then here, we're coming into like the first little offshoot. To the left is the easy route, to the right is the hard route. Just like most times, people I first meet when I off-road with them underestimate the truck and don't think I'm actually going to wheel it. So the expectation was that I'm going to go to the left. I choose the right line, which is a little rutted. It's not crazy. Any of you know that wheel, the camera doesn't do it justice. It's probably more rutted, a lot more rutted than what it looks like right there in that view. So you can see how when they see me coming up this path, they kind of watch me coming up because they're like, oh man, what the hell, this guy's actually gonna wheel this truck. So there's a Forerunner with the full roll cage. He's one of the more experienced drivers out there. And you can see right here we cut into the Cherokee, who eventually ends up turning around and leaving. We have a few breaks that happen when that Cherokee turns around, and they kind of just walk out with them. So get going. Alright, so now we get into our second little obstacle here. If you go to the far right, that's the easy path. Far left is going to be like the medium path in this scenario. And then center would be your most difficult path. Again, first time I met these folks here, outside of Jacob, who's driving the Excursion, and there's a green Ram 1500 who's driven by Cody. Those 2 folks, actually this is the first time I actually wheeled with Cody, so Cody doesn't know what I do either. But you're gonna see how they kind of choose that path, and fuck that, I'm going up the center. So we take it up the center. The truck this first time walks it pretty easy, and you're gonna see I kind of stop here. It's because I have a radio with Jacob or Owlclaw, and he kind of radios me, hey, do you want to get that on camera? I was like, sure, let's get it on camera. So I back the truck up, and then they come set up the camera, and then I come up for the first time. Interesting enough though, the lens gets stayed on the camera, so this whole shot, this first shot is no bueno. I have to we end up turning around and getting the shot again, myself and Cody, with the camera angle. And this first time the truck kind of walks it pretty simple, and then we go up the second time, the truck struggles a little bit, so it is what it is. Hey, good morning, sir. It wasn't as easy as the first one, though. Coming to this next section, I think it's one of the more challenging spots, especially for my long wheelbase. Cody's lining up to go jump on this obstacle, and he's going to tackle it. His short wheelbase, he's a 1500 with a, what is I think is a 5.7 gas, no lockers, so open wheels, and he just mounted 39-inch tires, so he's on 40s. So we'll watch him get through this.
Big little, there's a lip right there. Hit it. Hit it. Close, man. It's barely walking. Give it a little bump, I think you got it. No bump.
There you go. Keep going. Oh. Cut it to the driver's side here.
Back up a little bit?
No, driver's side.
I don't know if my steering's doing
hold on. Turn the steering.
I can.
It had to bump it again. Did you get a little bump? More of a bump. More of a bump. Can you go driver a little bit? Turn wheels, driver's side.
Yeah, I'll go driver a little bit.
Yeah. Nah, so you're gonna go with this. Hold on.
Yeah, if I think if you get more over this way a little bit.
Yeah, if you get that tire right there where he's talking about.
If you get over another 8 inches this way, I think you got it.
Right, that's a hard
all right,
there.
yeah, come forward and go driver.
Doing all right? There you go.
All right, now you get to see me come up this section, and I have a longer wheelbase than what Cody has in his Ram and his 1500. So you're gonna see how it affects me on this particular obstacle. Coming up, there's that rut on the other side, and you're gonna see me high center continuously. I think if I had better spotter or better spotting on the other side, I could have got it done. And also, you'll see in the last section, if I had goosed a little more, give a little more throttle, I think I could have got over it. But I was at this point in time, I'm babying the truck because I know it's wounded and I'm not trying to break it any further. So I do kind of be a little gentle on it on this first one. I kind of get a little antsy later on, and I start opening it up a little more. but I don't want to break it further than what it already is.
Using that hole. That's why I had to bump it over
I
the hole
would go,
too. Use his long wheelbase to his advantage. Go and
I would try to stay past.
Oh, you're right. He might be able to get that right.
Try to walk along this hillside. Try to get your front left up over here. Yeah, I'd go for that. Yeah. Left up all the way, driver.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, straight around.
So now we get to one of the better sections here. This is like one of the more, I'd call it the more iconic spots of Crown King. I've seen a lot of video of Jeeps and everybody, Toyotas coming up through this section. So you go out to the left is the easy path. Coming here to the right, you're gonna cut across the both trails intersect. So you can do like an X pattern. And then once you get past this section, if you go to the right, it's the easy path. If you keep going forward to the left, that's going to be a more difficult path. And you actually, in that section, you'll see there's going to be a high point you could take, which looks really sketch because if you miss the line, you're going to roll over. You can see how flexy the truck gets. The truck at this point in time, even though it looks crazy on camera, is in no danger whatsoever. So yeah, we're going to follow these guys up. And the interesting thing about this one is it's super tight, especially for a big truck like mine or like Cody's, because once you get to the very end, you got to do a hard driver cut, and that swings out your rear end. So I think everybody was very interested in watching me get through this section to see if I was gonna do any body damage or whatnot. Unfortunately, nobody had their cameras out, so I don't have any outside footage of this one. This has actually probably been a really dope one to have outside footage of, because you do kind of go into this little crevice, so the truck was probably squeezing up in that bitch.
Fly like
Just those sections after that J turn, we're gonna drive down for a little distance. There's lots of big boulders here. So for big full-size trucks, it's a very interesting challenge to overcome. I give Cody a lot of props because this is the first time I've wheeled with him. I don't know what his experience was, and after talking with him, he doesn't really have much experience on the rocks. So usually out the desert and running out the desert in Arizona and climbing hills. So seeing him just go out there and jump right to it is very very ballsy, and I appreciate that. So in this section here, Cody requested that he gets a spotter. Me being a little more familiar with the bigger trucks, I came out and spot him, so I jumped out of my truck, kind of guide him through this section. His initial line, he was going super high on that rock. So I'm trying to get him over. I just want his back tire to touch the back rock when it comes over. So I don't want him too much on that rock. I just want him to kind of glance over it. You can see how he almost got into his body there. And that's kind of why I wanted him to come more driver, to kind of avoid that. We did clear that rock. So now his back tire is going to climb. And his front tire is going to come up and over. And then we're going to squeeze him through. Yeah, we're getting through this section nice and easy. There's a nice little waterfall after this. I don't think we got any footage of the waterfall climb, but this is definitely one of the more challenging sections of this trail.
So that's the hard side, this is the easy side. Which way you want to go? Let's take you this way, because I think this one will be a little rough. With no lockers? Yeah, keep coming, keep coming.
Can I try it?
Do you want to try it? We can try and get you through there. It's gonna be, you're gonna get flexy and without lockers.
I was trying it.
Without lockers, it's hard.
Body damage.
No. Keep coming, keep coming. Stop trying to drive it, drive it.
Look at my
Okay, hold.
Okay.
Okay, I want you to come straight up. Hold the wheel straight. Come up. Woo! Okay. Turn driver, turn driver. Clear. Stay down. Okay, you have to give a little juice.
Mine's still good?
Wow.
Jack, hold the wheel straight and give a little juice.
There you go.
Good?
Yep. Hold the wheel straight.
That's what it is back out.
What's your back? Let me check your back.
Did I destroy my license plate?
No.
What?
He's up there for a second.
Come forward and then come past her a little bit.
I'm in Brickerville.
You're wanted to. Give a little goose right there.
Okay, I come.
Brake boost. Hold the brake, get on the throttle, and then let off the brake. Nice.
Wow.
A little bit more than. Wait, why are you going that way? Oh boy.
Why?
You're gonna hit your bumper right now.
Bumper again.
Maybe.
What about now?
Maybe. I would have done the same line as me.
Be okay over there.
You're gonna flex out a shit ton. Oh yeah. Get it, get it, get it.
Yeah, you're good there.
Alright, you're up. How are we gonna get your back end up?
Now it'd help if I put my lockers on, right? Or my rear lockers.
You have lockers?
Yeah.
I didn't know you had lockers.
How's the back look?
Oh.
Good? Yeah, you're good.
I'll let you know if you're gonna hit your drive shaft. It should be good though, honestly. Got like 3 more feet. Okay, 2. Good. Roll it. I think you got it. You're good. Control arm. You're good. Oh, you got it. Walk. Oh man, it's right there. There you go. Driver. Damn. Hey, you're gonna drop back down. He's back up, by the way. All right, yeah, right there. Go forward. Oh yeah.